right, sorry about that, guys. Was having an audio issue, but thanks to my moderators for letting me know. Welcome to Zenfolio Live, the first Q&A of 2017. I'm not even going to try to remember what all I said just a second ago. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. So hope everyone had a safe and great new year, and thanks for joining us here on the live Q&A. So with all that being said, and I apologize for the audio issues, what we're going to do is go ahead and jump into a topic. If you're watching this live and you've got some questions, please let us know in the chat, and we'll answer those questions live. If you watching the DVR recording of this later on, any of the links that are added in the chat that I referenced during the show, I'm also going to make sure that I put those in the description of the video below. So if you're looking for those links as you're watching the video, they're going to be in the description below. All right, so let's go over setting up your website for selling. So a lot of times we're getting emails, questions about people are saying, hey, I'm not making any sales on my site, and you know, what can I do differently? So a lot of times too, I noticed that this seems to be with like landscape photographers or maybe fine art photographers, who it's just not really obvious on their site that they're offering products for sale. So what you need to think about is when you're setting up your website, if you don't currently have a good clientele base, you're trying to build that up or you're trying to attract new buyers, what you need to do is set that site up so it's really obvious to people who visit that site that you're offering products for sale. So you can do that with your site menu, creatively naming galleries like prints for sale or things like that. And the other thing you want to do is make sure that when you're building your site menu and your website navigation, that you build it and you put only pages up there that you want your clients to see. So a lot of times if you are converting over from a trial or you've just opened up a new account, there are some things that are in your website navigation by default that you might not necessarily use. And if you don't use those, I would recommend taking those off so that you can use that space for something a little bit more useful. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and switch over to my browser only view, and we're going to go in and talk about setting up the site to make it a little bit more obvious that you're offering products and things for sale. All right, so let me go ahead and jump into customize view really quick. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hover over my Zenfolio and go to customize website right here. And this site is probably a mess, to be honest, because I have just been messing with it nonstop, doing the live stream and things like that, and making demo videos in it and things like that. So it's probably a mess. Let me just apply a preset and kind of get us back to a good starting place here. Let me just go ahead and apply this one. And then what I'm going to show you how to do is how to remove things from your site menu that you might not necessarily use, that might not be attractive to your clients, and then a way that maybe you could put a little bit more information on your homepage so that when your clients go here, that they, one, know that you're offering products for sale, two, that they know the area that you work out of. A lot of times I'm going to photographer sites and I have no idea what area they're working out of, so I have no idea if I could hire them or not. Another thing too is just making sure that you get rid of a lot of this useless stuff up here that might not be very beneficial to your site. So first, let me show you how to edit the site menu and remove some of the things that you might not be using. If you don't blog, go ahead and remove that. That's on there by default. So what you can do is just hover over that little, over here on the left, click this little pencil icon right here. That's going to bring up the edit site menu box, and you can just remove this item right here. If you're a fine art photographer, if you're a landscape photographer, and you've specifically made a gallery of prints that you want to sell, instead of maybe naming that gallery something like landscape gallery, something really generic, maybe you want to just name it prints for sale. So somebody that comes on the homepage here will be very, that'll be obvious to them that you're offering prints and products for sale on your site. So what you could do is, for instance, let's say, let me just go here. Well, let me clean this up a little bit. Let me remove this PDF right here. Let me go ahead and remove that testimonials page right here, removing that. And that's going to give me a little bit more of a cleaner site navigation and make it a little bit easier for my clients to navigate. So let's say, for instance, instead of this being a portfolio where it's linked to different portfolio galleries, let's just say each one of these galleries I have prints that are for sale. Instead of naming this drop-down menu portfolio, you might consider naming it something like prints for sale or something like that. So you could edit this and do like prints for sale or purchase prints or something like that, just so it's obvious to people who visit the website this is where they need to go, this is what they need to look at if they're there to buy prints, something like that. Just little things like that that you can change to make it more obvious to people visiting the site. So once you see that, hover over this, and then here's the different galleries that would have prints and products for sale to the visitors of the website. So that's something you should take into consideration when you're making these site menu items. Think about the people who see it and what you're trying to get them to do. In this case, if I'm trying to get people to go to my landscape gallery to buy some prints, this is a good way of indicating to them that, hey, not only is this a portfolio where they can see my work, but they could also go there and purchase prints as well. The other thing you could do too is some of the layouts allow you to have a welcome message, and you could use that space there to put information in about where you're located, about that you're for hire, that you're offering prints and products for sale. What you need to do is make sure you have your welcome message turned on. If you go to options, page elements right here, scroll down, right here is the welcome message, and you can set that to show. And then on the same window here, just go down to the welcome message tab, and you can put in whatever information you want to put in here, and then click apply. Now the welcome message is going to appear in different places depending on the layout that you have chosen. So if you don't like where the welcome message appears on the layout that you're using, you can look into using a different layout. So right there you can see now there's my welcome message, and I could put information about the areas that I work in, the type of photography I do, click purchase prints, things like that, and that's a good space to do that. The last thing that I would really recommend is please make sure that you have a contact page. That way your visitors and your clients can easily find out how to get in contact with you. So Zenfolio does offer a built-in contact page, and I believe it's actually turned on by default, and you can see that right here. And I'm going to show you where to go in your account if you need to change and edit these this contact information here. So all this information right here will be shown on the contact page, and you can add or change this information in your Zenfolio account. So if I go back to dashboard right here, actually let me show you really quick. If you don't have a contact page on, let me show you how to add that built-in page to your website's navigation. So I'm just going to remove this one really quick and then show you how to add a built-in page to the site navigation. Alright, so we're going to go over to the left here and click this add new, and then I'm just going to type in contact, hit enter, and then link menu item 2. Instead of group, gallery, or collection, I'm going to change this to built-in page. Go right here, come down and select the contact page and click update, and that's going to put that contact link in my website's navigation. Now, in order to change the information that's shown here, you need to go back to your account settings. So I'm going to go back to dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And then where we're going to go is going to go to settings, and then account, contact information right here. So this is where you put the information in right here that shows up on your contact page. Once you put that information in, you can just click save, and then that information automatically appears on your contact page as long as you've got it set up to show. Okay, let's go ahead and take a question from the chat really quick. Let me switch back over here. Looks like I've got a question from Shark. 408. How can I set up my photos to display well on my homepage slideshow? They seem like they are always cropped. So it sounds like probably what's going on is you're probably using a full screen slideshow. And what happens is when you use a full screen slideshow is that the images are stretched to fit the screen, or they're upsized to fit the screen, and it only takes the width of the screen into account. It doesn't necessarily take the height, so sometimes that can show your images to look like they're cropped or something like that. So let me go ahead and get in Customize View really quick, and I'll show you some things that you can do to fix that. So I'm going to go to Customize Website right here. And let me just switch over to my browser view. And the first thing you can do is you can use what's called a photo strip. And the photo strip is not going to be the full screen slideshow, but what the photo strip's going to do is it's going to display your images in a slider right here that's going to actually force the images to fit. So let me show you how you can do that. You can go up to background content right here. And then you can go to where it says slideshow up at the top, hit change right there, and then choose photo strip right here, photo strip. And then what we're going to do is it's just going to display something kind of like this right here. Going to go ahead and hit select. And then you've got a couple of options that you can change over here. And once you get it set up the way that you want, go ahead and click update. And what that's going to do is you'll see it's going to take the images that are portrait orientated and force them to fit into the height of the screen. So if I go to draft preview right here, you're going to see right here's the slider, and the landscape orientated images and the portrait orientated images all fit in there really nice, and it looks really good. The only thing that I am not a big fan of is that it's not automatic scroll, and that it does require the mouse movement to be for the scrolling. Some people like that, and this is definitely a good option for you. The other thing that you could do is you could try creating a gallery using only landscape orientated images. That's going to definitely fit in a full screen slideshow much better than if the gallery is mixed between landscape and portrait orientated images. And then the other thing you could also do is you could try to change your layout. If you use one of the classic layouts, for instance, you can change the option so that it force fits all of the images in the slideshow to fit in the space of the slideshow. So let me show you how to set that up. What I'm going to do is click on layout up here at the top. Then we're going to scroll down here, and we're just going to choose one of these classic layouts right here. I'm going to go ahead and click apply. And then once that applies, what I'm going to do is go ahead and choose the photos that I want to use. So I want to add a slideshow right here. And then I'm going to choose the gallery. So I believe that gallery is, let's see, I need to get this organized a little bit better. Actually, I think it's in clients portfolio right here. And then let's just go ahead and choose portraits, because I think this is gallery is actually a good mix of portrait orientated images. Yep, as you can see there. Okay, so now I've got that in there, and you can already see when I clicked on some of these images, it's definitely cropping it off up here at the top. So what I need to do is under set layout right here, what we need to do is we need to select size. You can actually set this to be exact dimensions if you want, but the important part is this option right here, image handling, and that you choose that fit entire image option right there. So now what you're going to see is as the slideshow progresses, it's going to fit those portrait orientated images into that area. Let me go up to the options really quick and make sure that the background is transparent right here. Background color, you can set that to be transparent. And then there's a couple of other options you can do here, like add soundtracks and things like that. Once you're finished, just go ahead and click insert. And then once this page loads, you're going to see that slideshow is going to fit portrait oriented images. So if I click on this one right here, it fits that in there nice and doesn't blow it up or make it look cropped off. So that's another thing you could do. The last thing that I might suggest is creating like a collage in Photoshop. So if you actually, in your account, if you go to Toolkit down here at the bottom, there's actually a free Photoshop action set you can download that will help you, it's under presentation right here, that will help you set up your homepage slideshow. And basically what it will do is it will help instantly create collage images that mix portrait oriented images and landscape oriented images and help those be sized to fit and display properly on a full screen slideshow. So that's the last thing I would recommend there. All right, so anyway, Shark, I hope that helps. If you have any more questions or need some clarifications on something, please feel free to let me know. All right, jumping back over, let's see. Let me take the next question here. It says, I made a blog post, but I need to change the date and order where it appears. Is there a way that I can do this once it's been published? So yes, you can change the blog post date if you need to set it back, maybe, or maybe you're converting blogs from another an outside blog that you used to have and you're bringing them over to be in your Zenfolio account, and you actually want them to be displayed on the true published date that they were published on your old blog. You can definitely do this. Keep in mind though, if you've previously published a blog post in Zenfolio and you go and you change the date, it is going to change the link. So that's the one thing that you need to keep in mind. So if you've shared that blog post on Facebook or shared the link with other clients, that link is no longer going to work when you change the published date. So let me just show you how to do this really quick. Let me jump over to my browser. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to website and blog. And then here you can see some blog posts right here. Actually, all of these are draft. Let me find one that's been published. This one was published, looks like the 21st of November 2013. So if I go right here and I click on edit, let's say I want to change this so that the post date is something more recent. You can just click edit right here next to publish date. That'll actually let you choose and change the date that blog shows that it was published, which will also change the order that blog post appears on your Zenfolio blog. So I could just change the date here. I could say, let's say, what is it? Let's say 5 January 2017. I don't know if I can do that or not. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and do this here. All right. January 2017. I'm just going to change it to the 4th and hit update. So now this blog post, even though it was published in 2013, it's now going to look like the most recently published blog post on my blog, and it's going to change the date. But like I said, the external link is going to be different. So any external links for that blog post, if I send it on Facebook, if I send it to a client, that link is no longer going to be working. So that's the one thing that you do need to keep in mind if you change the published date. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick here. And let's see what other questions. If you guys are watching this, you've got questions, please make sure to get them in the chat. The sooner the better before we run out of time. That way we can make sure that we answer those questions live for you and help you with your account. All right, let me go back to here and let's see what's the next question I have here. I am selling self-fulfilled products, but no matter what category I assign them to, they only show up in the other category in my price list. Is there a way to fix this? Okay, so when you're creating self-fulfilled products, and if you're not familiar with what self-fulfilled products are, that's like maybe you work with a local lab and you want to sell some prints or products that they offer, or maybe you print yourself and you would rather just do self-fulfillment. That's where self-fulfilled products comes into play. So when you're creating these self-fulfilled products, you can choose a category for them to fall in your price list, and then when a visitor's on your website going to purchase the products, they're going to show up in that designated category. Now what happens is sometimes, and it can cause some confusion, is that when you designate a category for a self-fulfilled product on the back end and then you add it to your price list, it always shows up under other products. So let me just show you what I'm talking about really quick, and then I'll show you how it works. So if we go up here to selling, and then we click on self-fulfilled products right here, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new one. So I'm going to go add product, and then I'm going to give this a title. Excuse me, let me grab a glass of water. All right, so I'm going to give this a title. Let's just say that this is a 16 by 20 metal print. Now you can give it an internal ID. If your company has internal IDs, you can use that. You can also give it a description right here. And this is going to be what's going to give your client more information as far as what the product is and specific details about the product. And then if you know the product's base cost, as far as like what this product costs you to have created, you can enter that here, and we will show that information in the order breakdown when you get an order for it. Now, the question that you had was, you are changing the product categories here, but no matter what you change them to, when you add this product to your price list, it's still showing up under other products. So what we're going to do is we're just going to edit this category real quick. So I'm going to remove that other products category. I'm going to click on edit. And then what we're going to do is going to scroll down here until we find what we think it would be good in. I'm thinking probably home decor right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and click select. Okay, so now that I've clicked select and it's under home decor, I'm just going to go ahead, scroll down, and click save on the bottom. Oh, you have to add a description before you can save, so I'm just going to write test in here. All right, then I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add this to a price list, and you're going to see what this person was talking about. Even though I've changed that category, or I've designated this to go into the home decor category, as soon as I add this to a price list, it's going to show up underneath the other category. So test for self-fulfilled, and then let me click add products right here. And if you're looking for self-fulfilled products and you have a hard time finding them, click on this show right here, go down and choose your account name, and then this will be only like your digital products and your self-fulfilled products. All right, so here's that home decor category. Let me click on this really quick, and then we're just going to add selected products. But now you can see, normally, like if I were to go here and add products and add something from Impix Labs home decor, anything from here, when I add that, it actually adds in a home decor category. However, even though I've designated that self-fulfilled product to add in a home decor category, it goes to an other products category. And the reason it does this is so that it's easy for you on the back end to identify what products are self-fulfilled and what products aren't self-fulfilled. So if you have a price list that's mixed, you know that all of your self-fulfilled products are going to be showing up right there underneath your other products category. So now let me go ahead and save this, because I want to show you that even though it's showing under other products on the back end, this is going to a visitor, it's going to show as in the proper category. So if I go to photos right here, and then let's just choose one of these galleries right here. I'm just going to choose landscape, and then we're going to go ahead and just assign that test product. So allow from ordering from one of my price lists, and then test for self-fulfilled right here. Scrolling down, we're going to click save. And now what I'm going to do is anytime you're trying to test something as a visitor, what you need to do is get the link to the page that you're trying to test as a visitor and open that in a new incognito window. This way you are actually seeing the website as a visitor. So if I click copy right here, go to save. Now what we're going to do is, you can't see it, but in my Chrome browser, I'm going to File and then hitting New Incognito Window. That's going to open up right here, and then I'm pasting that link. It's going to take me to that gallery. And now if I click Buy right here, it's going to go to the Quick Shop page. But let me actually go to Select Photos and then go to Select Product right here. So now I'm going to see Use Visitor Pricing. And actually, I'm logged into an incognito window, so that's why I saw that. But now you're going to see here, there is no other products category. All I see is the home decor category. And if I click on there under the home decor category is that 16 by 20 metal print. So even though it's showing up on the back end as in the other products category, to your visitor on the website, it's still showing up in the correct product category. All right, let me get out of this window, get back to my dashboard, and we've actually got some questions coming in the chat, and I will grab those questions. All right. So you're going to have to forgive me. I know I'm going to say your name wrong. Sergi says, I need to migrate my site from Photo Shelter to Zenfolio. However, Upload Junction says that transfer service is not available now. Any idea when this is going to be fixed? On that particular issue, I unfortunately do not have an idea of when this is going to be fixed. Definitely send us an email. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact. Send us an email with that specific request, and I'll see if I can find out some more information. Now, one of the things that might make it easier for you to for you to get your info or your photos transferred over is if you've got them saved on your computer in a nice like a structured organization, like in a folder structure on your computer. There's actually a function that you can use in Zenfolio with the Google Chrome. And with the Google Chrome browser, and what that will do is that will actually allow you to upload just the main folder, and it'll actually recreate your file structure for you. So there's actually a really great tutorial showing how this works on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe to it. And if I could get one of my moderators to throw out the upload folders link in the chat, that'd be the link that would be what I would suggest for the time being. Okay, John says, hey John, glad to have you back here. John says, does the identifying overlay icon help with SEO, or can you explain what this is for? The identifying overlay icon. I think you might be referring to what it shows, maybe that identifies whether what's being viewed is a group, a gallery, or collection. I think that's probably what you're referring to. It's not going to help you with your SEO at all. Basically what it's for is so when you're looking at it, you understand that this is either a group, gallery, or collection. If that's not what you are referring to, just clarify that a little bit more in the chat. I'd be happy to go into a further detail. But I think that's what you're talking about, is a little icon that shows whether you're viewing a group, gallery, or collection that you can turn on and off in your site. Some things that will help you with your SEO is adding text information to your galleries and photos. So I know I've gone over this quite a bit in the past, but let me just go ahead and go back over that, and maybe you'll find some helpful information there. So let me just go ahead and jump over to my browser. And then what we're going to do is just go to a gallery really quick. And if you go right here, you can add text information to the it actually shows a folder in the corner of my gallery titles. Yeah, that's probably just identifying if it's a gallery, a group, or a collection. But in that specific instance, maybe you can just shoot me a screenshot let me see. Just shoot me a screenshot. Go to zenfolio.com/contact and put the subject line YouTube live question. Send me a screenshot of exactly what you're referring to, John, and we can go over that. But I think that's what you're talking about. All right, back onto SEO. So you can actually add text information to the galleries and things like that. I know I've gone over this some in the past live stream, and I'll just revisit it really quick here. If you guys want to talk about it more, let me know in the chat and we can keep talking about SEO. So on the gallery here, if you click on the gallery, you can come right over to gallery details. And all of this information right here, as long as this gallery is public, all of this section right here is good for your SEO. This is text information that Google can see, they can index, and it helps them understand what your website is about and then rank it according to how it should rank. So right here, engagements, maybe you want to put engagements, but maybe you want to put some specific places where you shoot engagements, or maybe you want to put specific types of engagements, surprise engagements, things like that in the title. So you can definitely get a lot more creative than I have with these titles and add more useful information in here. The other thing you can do is add some caption information in here. Maybe this gallery was shot at a specific famous location in an area, or maybe there was something specific about the clients. Maybe they were famous or something like that. You could definitely benefit from putting some caption information in here. Now, when it comes to keywords, keywords are great and they are very helpful, but the one thing that you want to try to avoid is keyword stuffing, because Google will dock you on that. So go in here, put some keywords. I can't give you a solid number. I would say 10 is probably a good number, maybe not anymore, but you definitely want to try to avoid keyword stuffing as much as you can, because like I said, Google does dock you for that. And then also selecting a category. This is good for your SEO as well. So you can go in here and select a category and things like that. And all that's good for your SEO. Once you enter information in here, just click done. And then you can also do the same thing for images in the gallery. So you can do the same thing for a single image, or you can also do all of the images at the same time. Now, what I will warn you is if you're doing all of the images at the same time and you use the same keywords, that could potentially look like keyword stuffing to Google. So what you might want to do is maybe strategically select handfuls of photos out of the gallery and give them keywords. There's actually a good link, if I can get Zach to stuff that in the chat, on Google Master about keyword stuffing that will help you understand kind of what that is and how that works. All right, so let me get back to my dashboard here really quick. And go to, actually, let me get back to my dashboard. Actually, if I can get Cheryl to toss that link in the chat. Sorry. Yeah, if I can get Cheryl to toss that link in the chat about Google keyword stuffing, that would be awesome. All right, so let me get back and see what other questions I had here. And John, I hope that helps with that. Sorry, I couldn't, I need to specifically see what you're talking about, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is the identifying icon showing whether it's a group, gallery, or collection. All right, yeah, guys, so if you have more questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. Love getting your questions and helping you out with your account. That's why we do this. Anyway, if nobody has more questions, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the next email question that we have. It looks like the next question we have somebody says, I can log into my account just fine, but I keep getting emails from my client telling me my site is down, and when I go to my website, I'm seeing some kind of DNS error. What is going on? So really, to give a good solid answer to that, we would probably need some specific information, and so it would be best to email support. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact right here, and just let our support team know what's going on. But just reading your question, it sounds like maybe your custom domain, if you were using a custom domain, it sounds like maybe your custom domain has expired. So since Zenfolio is not a domain registrar, if you want to add a custom domain to your website, then you'll have to purchase one and host it on a domain registrar, such as somebody like Google, Network Solutions, GoDaddy, places like that. And a lot of times what will happen is, and I've seen this quite a bit actually, people will be able to log into the back end of their account, but when they actually try to go to their website's down. And if it's down, but your account's still working, it's probably going to be your domain name has expired. And that is definitely the first thing that I would check. I would get in contact with my domain registrar, find out if they're having any issues. Maybe I forgot that the renewal was coming up or my credit card is expired. And that's the first place that I would check when you're actually able to still log into your account, but there seems to be something funny going on with your website. The other thing too is, making sure that your clients are actually entering the right URL for your website. And definitely screenshots of that helps. So if you're seeing an issue, just take a full screen screenshot, make sure that we can see the status bar where you're entering that URL and send that to us, and that's going to help us figure out what's going on. But that's the first thing that I would check. I would definitely check with your domain registrar, make sure that your name hasn't expired, and things like that. Also, when you are contacting us, make sure that in the email you send us the exact URL that you're running into issues with. So if you're typing in your website custom domain and then something else, make sure that you send us the exact URL that's giving you issues. That way we know, because there's cases where some people have subdomains set up and things like that, and we need to know that so we can efficiently troubleshoot it. But that's what I would check first, is I would definitely check with your domain registrar and see if there's anything going on there. All right, let me get to my next question here. So when I or my clients go to a gallery, not all of the images are shown on one page. Not all the images are shown on one page. There are several pages of images. Is there any way to make them show on one continuous scrolling page? All right, well, it sounds like what's going on is that you're using a grid that has pagination on it. I think that's the right way to say it. So let me just go ahead and switch over to my browser and kind of show you what that is. All right, so if we're going to go to a gallery right here, and then what we're going to do is I am just going to click on, let's see, I think the engagement gallery actually has a decent amount of images in it. Let me just go ahead and click on this, and then we're going to go ahead and go to customize right here. So really quick while I'm here, if you are ever needing to access a gallery directly in customize view, you just click on the gallery under organizer, hover over preview right here and click customize, and this will take you directly to that gallery in customize view. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the page options. Now right here you can see I have all of my images here shown on this one page, and it's just a nice continuous scroll to view all the image all the way to the bottom till there's not any images there. It sounds like what you've got going on is a different grid style that has pagination on it. So if I go to options right up here at the top, I'm just going to uncheck use default, go down to, I think it's page elements. Let's see. I don't think pagination is, yep. So right here it is. And as you can see, it's grayed out. So pagination is grayed out right here. And the reason that is because it's not actually available for the grid style that I'm using. So probably what's going on is you've got one of this, I think this grid right here showing. So let me just go ahead and click on that grid. Go back to page elements, and then we'll turn on that pagination right here, and I'll show you exactly what this person is referring to. Okay, so now you can see the images have gotten smaller, they're more spread apart, and then they're not all shown right here, and you have to click these numbers here to go and see the rest of the images. In my opinion, I do not like this grid style. I think it's kind of a pain, but there's definitely people who like it, and and it works for them, and that's awesome that it works for them. If you're seeing that it's causing an issue and you're wanting it to be that nice continuous scroll, you can still use this grid style. You just need to turn pagination off, or you can switch over to one of the other grid styles. So if you go to options right here, come down to, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 6. I lost count when I scrolled. And just set pagination to hide right here. Go down and apply that. Now it's going to show all of the images in this gallery in one continuous scrolling page, and you don't have to click those page numbers right here. So you can see right here, now they're all shown there. And if that's what you want and you want to keep this grid style, that's perfectly fine. Just click that Save as Default button right up there at the top, and that's going to make this your gallery default. And then as long as all of your other galleries are using the gallery default, they're going to take on these settings. Now, if you want to use one of the other grid styles, just go to Options, Grid Options right here, and just switch over to one of these other grid styles. My personal favorite happens to be Grid Style B right here. I just like the way that it looks. I like that it gives you this collage style look and things like that. And that's my personal favorite grid. Anyway, so we're going to choose Grid B, hit Apply, and then you're going to see the changes take effect immediately there. And while we're here in Customize View, I notice one of the things I keep forgetting to say is when you make any changes here in Customize View, they don't actually go live until you click this little green Publish button up here. So once you're finished making changes, if you're happy the way everything looks, make sure that you click that little green Publish button up here in the top right corner to make these changes live on your live website. Now, if you're doing a revamping of your website in the background and you're not quite ready to make it go live yet, then all the changes that you've made will be saved in the background, and you can keep working on it in the background, and it won't affect your public your public site. So you just go back to Dashboard, and actually this little box pops up and it says, do you want to save these changes? Do you want to publish the changes now, or do you want to discard them? So as long as you leave this box checked and you hit continue, it's going to save those changes in the working version of your website, but it's not going to affect the published version of your website. One last thing while I'm here, I like to point out is if you publish your site and you're not quite happy with it and you wish that it was back the way it was before, there is a restore option right here that you can click. So you can click on Restore and discard your published changes, or actually restore to a previous version right here. All right, let me go back to the dashboard. And let's see what the next question we've got is. All right. Is there a way that I can cancel my clients' orders if they made a mistake and ordered twice? So if you have an advanced account, you have what's called advanced pending order options. So you have more control over your orders. If you have an advanced account, you can definitely, as long as the order has not been approved by you and you have order approval on, you can cancel your clients' orders. Especially if they made a mistake, you can cancel clients' orders. Some other things you can do with an advanced account is you can provide discounts on orders. You can change things on orders and things like that, but that's only with the advanced account. Now, if you've got a pro or premium account, as long as you haven't approved the order and it's still in order approval, you can send us an email. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact, or you can hop on chat right here and ask for us to cancel that. And if we're able to catch it before it's actually in production, then most of the time we're more than happy to help you out with that. But this is a feature that you can do yourself if you have the advanced account. Now, if you're interested in the advanced account and you've got another level of account, you can definitely upgrade at any time. And if you use code upgrade15, you'll get a 15% discount on your upgrade. And the upgrades are actually prorated as well. So they'll take any remaining time you have on your current account level, and they will provide that as a discount onto the upgrade as well. With the advanced account, you also get things like phone support and chat support and stuff like that as well. So I hope that answers your question about canceling your client's orders. Guys, the advanced account is super nice. It's really nice to be able to just handle orders on your own and not have to worry about it. So if you don't have that advanced account, I would definitely look into doing the upgrade. All right, let's see. Take this next question here. And guys, if you have any questions out there watching us live, please get them in now. We are getting down to about the 10-minute mark. So if you've got any questions that you've been setting on, or maybe something coming up in the future you're thinking about doing and just want to know if it's something that's possible, please go ahead and toss those in the chat soon, please. All right, so if my client's order prints with watermarks on them, will the watermarks be printed? So if you're using the built-in Zenfolio watermark feature, those watermarks actually are not printed. And I'll show you about the watermarks feature here in just a second. Now, if you applied watermarks on your images before you actually uploaded them to Zenfolio, like let's say in Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever editing software that you use, and those watermarks are actually on the images before they were uploaded, then those are going to get printed on, printed. So you need to try to use the built-in watermarks feature through Zenfolio if you don't want your watermarks to be printed. So let me just show you where that feature is at and how to use it really quick. Just switch over to browser only, and we're going to go right here. We're going to go to photos, and then right here is watermarks right here. So if you click on watermarks, and if you don't have any in here, just go ahead and click this new button right here. And then we have got some built-in watermarks that you can use right here. You can scroll through and pick one of these. Or if you've got a custom watermark that you created yourself, you can definitely upload and use that right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose this option right here. Let me just use this one. And then I'm going to click Save, and kind of show you some of the things that you can do here. So now it's creating this new watermark right here. And what you want to do is you want to edit the watermark's properties to make sure that that watermark is set up the way that you want it to be. So I'm going to click on this watermark and click Properties right here. And that's going to let you see what this watermark looks like on the different photos and things like that. So right now you can see it's really light. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to increase the opacity here of this watermark right here. So now you can see it quite a bit more, and then you can actually move this watermark around. So let's just put it right here in this bottom right corner. Now it looks good on that photo, but what about another photo, or what about a black and white photo? Well, that's what these samples are here for. So you can click up here and see how it looks on this one. You can see how it looks on this one, and you can see how it looks on this one. Once you're happy with it, you just click Save. And you can actually change the name and things right here, and then just click Save. Now if you made some changes and you want to go back and edit it, it's the same process. You just go to watermarks, click on that watermark, go up here and hit Properties. Now if you want to establish a default watermark, then what you want to do is choose the watermark that you want to use as a default watermark, and then just click this Save as or Set as Default button right here. Now what that means is that this watermark is now going to be your default watermark, and any new gallery that you upload to your Zenfolio account is automatically going to take this watermark on. Now keep in mind that's any new gallery, so any existing gallery you'll have to go back and manually apply that watermark to them. And you can also upload custom watermarks to be used only on specific galleries. Now, if you do that, what you want to do is you want to go and click on that specific gallery and just customize the watermark for that specific gallery. So click on Engagements, and then go over here under Toolbox, scroll down to where you see watermarks, click on Watermark, and then you can see right here, here's the list of watermarks that are available in the account. And I can just come through and pick whichever one I want to use. And then click Save, and that's going to change the default watermark for just that specific gallery. All right, let's see what questions we got left here. Let me go back to my dashboard and we'll take another question here. Let's see. What color space should I save my photos in? So when you're working with photos, my recommendation would be that you work in sRGB, and then that's what you save your photos in. And the reason I suggest that is because it's it's whenever you upload a photo to Zenfolio, if you use like Pro Photo RGB, or I think there's another one, Adobe 1998 or something like that, RGB, if you're using one of those color spaces, that original photo that you upload to Zenfolio, it will maintain that color space. However, when you upload photos to Zenfolio, we actually create display images to be used on your website. This way your site loads fast, and this way nobody can go through and take high-resolution screenshots of your images on your website. So that's why we create display images. Now those display images are actually going to be in sRGB. So there could be some considerable differences when you view the original photo if you didn't save it or work in sRGB, and then you view the display image on Zenfolio. Now the reason that we use sRGB is, one, because all of the integrated labs use sRGB, but it's also the color space that's most widely used on the internet, as well as monitors and things like that. So when you're talking about color space and trying to find what the best one to work in and save your photos in, if you're going to upload them, print them, and things like that on Zenfolio, then you definitely want to be in sRGB. And you can actually see what color space your photos were uploaded in if you go to Photos right here, and then come down here. Just click on this gallery right here and click on this photo right here, and well, let's see what's going on. There we go. Click on this photo right here, and then just click on the little eye icon right over here to the top. This is going to let you see the color space, which this one for some reason says uncalibrated, but I know this one was sRGB, but this is also where you can see the EXIF data as well. So you can see the camera make and model and all of that stuff there as well. So like I said, definitely I would recommend being in sRGB. And if you need to check, if you have an issue, a lot of times what happens is clients will see the photos online, and they will go and make a purchase of the photo. The photo, especially a digital download, they'll purchase a digital download of the original photo, and that photo will come, and when they open it up on their computer, it really does not even look anything like the actual photo that's being shown on Zenfolio. This happens a lot with people using Pro Photo RGB. I've seen it quite a few times where the original photos saved in Pro Photo RGB, uploaded to Zenfolio, and then because of the internet and because of monitors, it's converted on Zenfolio to sRGB so that we can display it on the site. But when your client downloads it, that original photo maintains that color space that it was originally saved in, for instance Pro Photo RGB, and then your client's looking at that original photo on their monitor, and it just looks completely different, and then they email you and they're angry or something like that. So I would definitely recommend working in sRGB if you're not already. Okay, so that's pretty much about all the time we have for today. Let's see. Something that is in the pipelines that I do want to let you guys know, there's a new cropping tool coming out. So currently the current cropping tool is we decided after having a lot of issues with it and things like that, we decided to make some changes and put out a new cropping tool. And what this new cropping tool is going to do is it's going to prevent people from stretching that cropper out and getting white lines printed on their images. So if you allow your clients to crop photos when they make a purchase, you may have noticed, you may have seen it, your clients can stretch that cropper out and actually get white lines and stuff printed on their prints, because they stretched it out past the photo. The new cropper tool is not going to allow that to happen. It's going to make sure that there's no white lines printed, and it's just going to keep it on the photo and not allow them to stretch that out. So that's something new that's coming out. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be released yet, but that is coming out. It's something really cool to look forward to make the shopping experience easier for your clients. Let's see. If you haven't turned on the new shopping experience yet, you can see right up here at the top. If you haven't turned this on yet, you need to go ahead and turn that on. It's a really awesome feature. We've got lots of great feedback on it, and just go ahead and turn that on and get used to that new shopping experience that's coming out. Let me just go ahead and show you really quick that what's new about the new shopping experience. Let me see. Let me get a gallery that has a price list attached to it really quick. Let's see. I'll just do this one really quick. And I'll just show you really quick what the new shopping experience is like if you haven't seen it yet and if you haven't turned it on. So the new shopping experience, if you go to select photos and you select some photos right here, click buy, select products, you're actually going to see, well, let's see, hold on. Let me go to preview. And let's just go ahead and click buy on one of these right here. It's going to take you to what's called Quick Shop. Right here is Quick Shop, and this is one-click shopping right here for your clients, so they can just be on a photo and say, hey, you know, I want a 16 by 24 of that, and just click this little button right here, and it'll actually add that to the cart right from there. So single-click shopping is one of the benefits to the new shopping experience. The other thing too is if you go to see all products right here, I think currently I have this one set up to be in list view because I don't have many products in it, but if you have category view up, it's going to show your images on the category view. So let me get back to that really quick and just change that actually. We go to selling and price list, and then that's the sports and events price list right here. If I go to price list settings, that's where you can customize the presentation of your price list, and I usually opt for the list view because I try to have very few products in there. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch over to this and go ahead and save that here. Now let me go back to photos. Let me make sure that was the right price list. Engagements. Just choose this. All right, and go to preview. All right, so now if I click on buy right here, it goes here, but if I click see all products, it's going to take me to the shop home, which is going to show all the products in a category view. So, and not only is it going to show all the products in the category view, but as you can see, it's showing that specific image. So this is a really cool feature about the new shopping experience. If you haven't turned it on, definitely try to turn that, definitely turn that on up in the Zen bar up here. It's right up here. Just click turn on. And with that, guys, that's all the time I have for today. So thanks for joining us. Hope this was helpful. Make sure if you're watching this, the DVR of this, all the links that were in chat are going to be in the description, and hope to see you guys same time, same place next week. Have a good week.